Good morning, y'all. Good morning. I'm trying to position y'all so I don't get no messages on my phone that my phone overheating. Put y'all in the keep y'all in the shade where the sun is just moving everywhere this morning. So yeah, that's sit you right there. So y'all, the sun beat me up for these past 2 days. So this morning I was like, I ain't coming out here today. And then after I sat there and keep thinking and thinking and thinking, I gotta come out here for a few minutes. So I came out here to do more talking for y'all than I did to come out here and really work. And then it'll turn into I came out here to really work instead of talk. And look at it just like that, the umbrella blow over. Let me fix that. Okay. Okay. Now I fixed our umbrella. So we got some shade out here while we sit here and talk today. I see what talk's on. Y'all know. And some of you already know that I'm out here um, redoing my garden. Um, Basically starting all back over again. And I think my start has been pretty good. I I've got a lot of stuff done, and some people don't think that it's okay to have to start over again. Sometimes starting over is like the best thing ever. And so that's basically what I did. I had a whole lot of stuff planted, and I lost a lot of stuff. But it was just during a time that I didn't have time to, or I wasn't willing to take the time to focus on anything else except for me. And so I lost a little something to go back and pick me back up. So, and that's fine, and that's the kind of grace that your garden gives you. Sometimes you come out there and you lost everything that's in it. But ain't nothing wrong with going to get some more seeds and plant another seed and watch it grow. So that's what I'm continuing to do is put some seeds in the ground and continue to watch it grow and watch myself grow along with it. And whatever, I'm talking real stuff because it smell like somebody might be burning some trash or something out here today, but it is very strong. But how are y'all this morning? We don't got no fence. The other day I planted I got 8 buckets right here because yeah, y'all know I'm rebuilding the outside of my garden boxes. But I got some soil that I told y'all I retrieved in 8 pots right here so far that I've already planted okra in, see what kind of okra I can get before this season is out. So I kind of got the water dripping on them to wet them up real good. Cause I let these garden beds like dry out. Cause it's easier for me to. If you can see this stuff that I'm pulling out of here, these are all the roots that growed in this bed all the years prior. And so to be able to, uh, loosen up the soil and everything, then I'm gonna take all of these, getting all these roots out of it. And the best way to do it is let it be dry, so the soil fall right out of it. So I'm digging in dirt today. At the end of the day, I'll come back and show y'all what all I got done. What all I got done for this day. And probably while I move the camera, you'll be able to see. But this pile of weeds that we sitting in front of is still half of the weeds that I showed y'all the other day. Maybe if I bring it down, I'm trying not to cut my head off. But this pile of weeds right here, I showed y'all the other day. That's the other half that I didn't do um, yesterday. And I think this is about 8 to 10 feet wide. So yesterday I did 4 to 5 feet of cleaning and taking the weeds out. Not the weeds, but taking the roots out of this soil. And I showed y'all a picture yesterday of how much roots was inside of this soil. Not a rut, but roots, plant roots. But yeah, yesterday we had a whole bunch of this that I took out of the soil. So, and I don't even know if it's necessary to take that out of there. I just don't want to. I don't want to leave all of those roots in there. Maybe I feel like they might be blocking my other plants or whatever from doing whatever they gonna do. So I rather not have all of those locked up in there. Give the other plants a chance to do what they gonna do. Then I know there's some people that be like they can't do gardening and stuff because they can't bend down and all of that stuff. Well, that's why I'm rearranging my garden like I am right now. I have back issues, so I'm rearranging everything so I can continue to garden because the bend down game ain't that great. But anyways, for the times that I do need to be bent down, I got me little crates or whatever that I can sit on and stuff while I'm doing gardening. So don't let that be no excuse. Um, for you not to. There's days that I don't feel good. And y'all ones that be saying, child, I can't grow nothing. Yes, you can. Because I thought the same thing. I thought I couldn't grow nothing. And again, I say, you ain't got to go to the store and buy no seeds. You be buying stuff from out of the grocery store. Grow the stuff that you be getting out of the grocery store. You ain't got to buy no seeds. I know you got some lima beans or some black eyed peas or tomatoes or something you be going to the store and get. Take the seeds out of it and grow it. You already done paid for it. And you all that don't know what I'm doing, if you want to know what I'm doing, just go back to my previous lives before. You will see where the full destruction of my garden is like completely down and out. Completely. And then I came back and I redid. I can actually show you a part of my garden where I had a half an acre of food planted back there, and I think I showed it to y'all. I can't really see. I couldn't really see what I was showing to y'all, but I had a lot of that back there, like a half an acre of food back there planted, and it all it's all gone. I didn't really get to harvest anything from out there. Um, but I'm starting over, so I ain't gonna focus on that too long. So I'm starting over, and I had a dream of what I wanted my garden to look like this time. And so, if you want to see where I am so far and what it looked like to up from the floor up before, just go back and see, and you will see that it was a mess just a couple of days ago. Um, and in this bed, even though I haven't planted anything in this bed forever and a day, I'm still looking to find maybe some sweet potatoes or something in here. I always find stuff that I didn't plant um, growing all the time. So I'm expecting to see some sweet potatoes in here. What size they gonna be or whatever, I don't know because nobody took care of them. But that's one of the things that I suggest that people that ain't really interested in growing, stick you some sweet potatoes in the ground somewhere, and just let them grow. They grow vines on them. You can cut the vines off and plant them in other places. They'll grow sweet potatoes there. But just think, if something goes wrong and you're not able to get X, Y, and Z, you can always go to your yard somewhere and you can find those sweet potatoes and have you something good to eat. Just a thought. You ain't gotta do it, but I'm telling you that's a good way to get prepared and be prepared and not really work too hard at getting it done. And they can sustain you for a while. If you in an apartment, I'm sure it's some like walkway or something like that, or you got some kind of um ground or something, a patio or something that you could put a flower pot out there and try and grow something. Grow lettuce in your windowsill. There's a whole lot of ways to grow. And again, those of y'all who don't know, I'm working on this other 4 to 5 feet of um, garden bed that I got going here that I'm trying to take apart. And at the bottom of this garden bed, I don't know what made me do it this last time. I just was concerned that if the roots of my plants went down to the bottom, because this garden bed was only like mm, I say about 2 feet high. So at the bottom, because this is a concrete slab that I got it on, I put this insulation right here. And this time I'm not putting it back in there because the garden bed is going to be much higher this time, and on the bottom layer is going to be lined with tree trimmings and things like that. We couldn't since it has the fruit. Um, our trees have bared fruit. The mango trees mainly, they're getting clipped. So the clippings from the mango trees, we putting them in the bottom of the beds or whatever, lining it with that, and putting a thick layer of mulch in it. I showed that in one of the other garden beds the other day. But so we're not gonna put the insulation back in there. Part of me wanna get it and put it back in there just because I paid for that. um, but I don't know what I'm gonna do just yet. Now let me show y'all. I was just saying to y'all somewhere up in here. I know that there is sweet potatoes. Cause do you see this sweet potato vine? This sweet potato vine is coming out of this pile that nobody has been taking care of or anything, doing anything to it. But it's got this pretty sweet potato vine growing in here, which means somewhere along up in here, we gonna see some sweet potatoes. But what I'm gonna do since I'm getting rid of this bed, I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna clip this piece of sweet potato vine off, and I'm gonna plant it somewhere else because I'm not gonna leave it. I'm not gonna leave it here. I'm just gonna stick it somewhere else and let it start to produce potatoes wherever it's put at. I don't care as long as they're growing somewhere in the yard. I have them planted in. I have a bed that's over here that has sweet potatoes in it. But two, I tell you, I like to put them in different spots and just grow. And then randomly one day you just go around the yard and you dig them up. You got sweet potatoes. So here is a piece of sweet potato vine. So I'm gonna leave it stuck into the ground for right now. And there's so many other ones that's in here. But I'm gonna leave it stuck for right now because, like I said, I want to clip it off and I want to reuse it because that leaf, that stem grows potatoes. So, and two, if you want to do your own sweet potatoes, go to the grocery store. You probably have to buy organic, but the regular ones work for me. Get you a sweet potato, stick half of the sweet potato down in the soil. You can stick the whole sweet potato into some soil and watch it grow. It's going to get pretty leaves on it. Oh, it's even prettier when you put it up on something for it to crawl on or whatever. It makes really pretty leaves. They say you can eat the leaves too, kind of like a spinach or something like that. I've never ate the leaves before. I don't want to eat them, but I feed them to our pigs and stuff like that, so they like to eat them. But they grow really, really pretty vines. And then they put out these real pretty blooms on them at a certain time or whatever. But um, sweet potatoes are very pretty. Just get you one from the grocery store and put it up under some soil. You'll start to see those pretty leaves start to come up out of it, and it's as simple as that. You can take little clippings of what's growing and keep on making them. I see people grow them inside of their house. Just put them in some. Once the vines start coming out, they put them in some water, and then they just make them be like house plants. So I've never done that before, but all the other stuff I've done, not for that, but just put my stuff out in the garden. I wish it a way when you plant your stuff in the garden that you will never have weeds growing it, but child, you do any garden and there ain't no way you're gonna get weeds from out of the garden. No way at all. But in my perfect world, I would be able to. Initially, when I came to this job, I didn't think it was this bad. But the more I dig into it, this is horrible. And I seen this thing got so many times, and it ain't never been on this time, on this type. So it's got its usage out of this bed, for sure, for sure. Hmm. Let me see, can I show y'all what it is that I'm tearing up? You see all those weeds and everything. I still got to get all of that from out of there and loosen up all of this soil right here. Y'all see that piece of styrofoam that I was telling you about is right there. That I got to get through to all of that. Um, that's where I'm digging to right now. And I really came out here to talk to y'all. I just don't have nothing to talk about right now. Because y'all know how I work. Somebody come in here and say something, and it'll start a whole conversation. And there's a lot of things that, yeah, one can come on here and talk about. But I also talked about the other day of talking and dealing with things that you don't have any power to change it in the moment. You can't do nothing about it. Um, so I'm more so taking my focus off things that I can't do anything but pray about it, um, and moving right along. So yes, is there things that can be talked about? Yep, but would it be productive towards where I'm trying to go to? Nope. Good morning to y'all. I didn't even see y'all come in here. I'm so sorry. I'm looking over to the side. Hey, Shalissa, how you doing this morning, girl? I was down in the dumps when my garden was going down. I was in my feelings and wanted to give up. But when I seen that squash fight and stay alive, it gave me the strength to not give up. Okay, girl, come on through and testify about your garden. And now the garden is coming back harder on its own. Did you ever get the BT, Shalissa? And how did the BT work for you? If you did get it. Good morning. I'm in the garden too on a break. Hey, now everybody in the garden this morning. We gardening together. Yes, ladies. uh Waiting on rocks. I was just before I came on here, I was in the tallying up what I need because I done use everything. We done found every piece of wood that I can find here on the property or whatever, whenever my son go to work and stuff or whatever, he looking for wood and stuff in that way because I'm looking to do it free for the free. Yes, I am. But all the time it don't work that way. And so on the other part of it, I'm asking the Lord to provide. Please, Lord, help me out. Y'all know wood and stuff is expensive. Um, Expensive now. So, well, it has been for a minute, but yeah, for me to be able to complete my my thing, I was in there drawing up what else I need to get this finished and how much it's gonna cost. But then I was running into some situations because it ain't showing me no more how much these the cement blocks that I use to hold my garden bed up. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, y'all see them little let me see. You see them little bricks right there running up and down that wall right there. Those little bricks right there, they used to be $2 and like 50 cents or something like that. Let me just say that. It used to be like 2.50. Well, that was pre uh that was like pre-COVID situation. So now that mean they probably been multiplied by about three, because that's how everything else is. Right? Everything with COVID been multiplied by three now. So I'm thinking maybe they probably like $6, $6 each now. So I need quite a few more of those. And just tallying it all up, and I'm thinking, ooh, I ain't gonna even give y'all no price. I'm gonna see what it is when whenever I get the prices and stuff figured out. I'm gonna let y'all know that if I don't find no other free wood and stuff, how much I'm actually end up spending to make this bed work out. But I'm so good at when somebody else working on something, I can ride past a place and I can find them all the wood and stuff in the world that they need. But then when I'm trying to work on something or build something, I can't find no free wood, no none of that stuff nowhere. So yeah, that would be awesome, man. Just one of the boards alone, and I'm stacking this like I want them like three of these boards high. Each board is like $20 for each one. So yeah, when you start dealing in wood and stuff out here in the garden and everything, it can get expensive. But the thing is once you put it up, like it lasts forever. Like some of this wood and stuff that I had out here, I done had it out here for maybe 4, 5 years, and now I'm still able to still use it and put it to work. I could use cattle panel too to finish it, but listen, I'm a little bit OCD, so I done started with the wood, and I like the wood grain look, the natural just wood and all of its different colors that it be in or whatever. I love this look, so I'm gonna keep going with the wood. Um, and we'll see how it gonna turn out. And then you never know. what ram in the bushes waiting on me. And somebody might say, Shauna, I found all this wood today. I found all this wood today. You want it? I'd come on here screaming. Y'all be like, what's wrong with this fool? What's wrong with him? Okay, see, at times this stuff gets so locked up and hard. Like I literally gotta go in with this hole over here, and I'm talking about a garden tool, y'all. I'm talking about a garden tool. I didn't get it yet, but since everything went down, the garden is looking better. I'll be getting some soon though. Okay. Yeah, run me my wood. Just like when we was there. It was like we found all of that wood with all of that wood when we was there. It's like, why can't I run into something like that? But that was Shalissa's blessing on that day. Go back over that Shalissa and see if they got something for me. I'm just joking, girl. I didn't want to dig in here with this right here because I don't want to chop no potatoes up. I don't. I don't want to dig into them with this. But it's so locked up and hard. I don't have a. I gotta go in and hit it with something to break it up because it's locked. Okay, I had to pull out some tools because I wasn't getting nowhere just then. Look at all those. Look at all those roots. All that big clumps of roots. I guess all the stuff that was down in here was happy. So listen, you still got the worms? You still be seeing the worms out there, or you don't? Or you haven't been seeing them since? Oh, y'all, and today too, I looked out there and I saw I got one more watermelon plant came up, but I also told y'all too I was walking through the yard yesterday morning, um, and I see two random watermelon plants just growing. How they got there, I don't know. But we got some random watermelon plants growing. And those of you who garden know that this ain't the time to be planting no watermelon. But I'm here in Florida. Well, this heat be lasting way longer than anybody else kind of heat be lasting and all of that stuff. So over here, you might have it might be the season all year round to grow watermelon over here. So and I be going against the grain anyways. I try something. I try it one time and see do it work. And if it don't work for me in that season, then I won't plant it again just to waste the seed. But me, I don't be believing what they be saying on all them packets and all of that stuff. I have to try it my own self and come up with my own situation. Let me find out for myself that it won't grow here in this Florida weather. And y'all see what I say when use what you got. I'm out here. I'm using the dustpan in the garden. Yes, I am. It's scooping like I needed to. It's a shame when you get your tools and you put them right next to you and you still can't find them. Oh, I covered it up. My son got off work early yesterday. And I ain't expect him to come out here, but he came out here yesterday after he got off work early and he jumped right on in and started helping piece this wall together. And he had some extra wood and stuff. So that worked out really, really good. So we'll see how much more of this wall this bed we can get for free. You be looking like you ain't getting nowhere too fast. It's moving. And Then I said I ain't come out here to do no work like that. And then it'll turn into this what I came out here to do is work. Work, work, work. So it ain't a whole lot more to go. But this song, you be working and the sun be working you at the same time too. The ones that's in here, we be talking about movies and stuff sometimes, but this ain't necessarily no movie. But have y'all ever seen the trials of Gabriel Fernandez? Uh, Anybody ever seen the trials of Gabriel Fernandez? It's on Netflix. And even if you don't answer on here, answer on the comments, later on down the line or whatever. But have you ever seen Gabriel Fernandez? I usually talk about this like with my night child and everything. We share movies and stuff like that. So I just be thinking about how these lizards out here is not scaring me. But I guess they know I be telling the kids that don't bother with them out here or something. And they just run right up in front of my face and come grab bugs. Like, oh, that's just more. Okay, I had to make sure y'all up under the cool shade because the camera start crying. It's too hot out here. I'm already crying, but because it is super hot. But if I'm gonna come out here and sweat, I'm gonna make it worth my while. So go ahead and be soaking wet when you go in there. Hmm. The worms are still out there, but I use the cayenne pepper and they have chilled out for real now. I put it on all I put it on all the cucumbers that's popping out and they keep them from eating them up. Okay then that's good. My watermelon plant has a melon on it now. Okay, good, good, good. Hey Ben Staker, how you doing this morning? Listening and cooking. All right then, Ben, what you cooking this morning? I'm here listening. My mind heavy. All right, Miss Coffee. Hopefully it's gonna be lighter before today is over. Yeah. You know how like your mind be heavy sometimes, and then you try to change it up, and then like you can find like a smile in the day, and you really don't want to smile, but you able to, and it's almost like you feel guilty for being able to smile through that thing. I know that's how I be feeling. Like sometimes, like there's a chance for you to smile, but you really don't feel like smiling, but you can't help it. It be like that. Those days, those are things that I'm trying to let loose of. The things you can't do nothing to change it. It done happen, or it's happening, and you really don't have any control over it. Just to pray over it, honey. Like let it go. You know they say let go and let the Lord. I wish I knew how to just take it and do like this and just hand it over to him like that right there instead of trying to figure it out. But that's all right. We gonna figure it out. One way or the other. And it's a distraction for you anyways, Miss Coffee. You want your mind to be distracted, especially the way you be putting down prayers over the top of folks and stuff like that. So you know he gonna be trying to attack you from every corner it can to attack you from. Talking to y'all, I'll be done pulled this whole thing apart before the rest of this day is. Whew. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Okay, let me show y'all what where we at so far. Am I showing y'all? I'm trying to anyways. Let's see. Right now, I got that much more to still go. Put y'all over here in the cool shade so y'all ain't gotta sweat with me while we get this thing cleaned up here. Brown Eyes, have you ever seen the trials of Gabriel Fernandez? Wade Wilson. I don't know who that is. Wade Wilson trial. The Gabriel Fernandez trial that happened. That was a while back, but it was something that I seen that I ain't never seen anything like it before in my life, and nor do I ever want to see anything, or hear anything like that before. But it was uh, it was about a little boy that was being mistreated very, very badly um, by his parents and stuff. They had several kids, but for whatever reason, he was the one that bore the brunt of all of their rage and their. And stuff out. But Versus men I watch. Look him up on YouTube. We He a ball player. Um, the Gabriel Fernandez trials is on Netflix. Yeah, the Gabriel Fernandez trial. Look it up on. I read that Gabriel mom got Ben Stanker. um, I w- I don't even know what to do with that, but say she needed that. I don't know what else they could have done with her behind the bars after she got there, and the way she acted through the trial and everything was absolutely crazy. Um, yeah, if you watch it now, I'm gonna see Ben Stinker. Ben Stinker, did you just read about it, or did you or you watch the thing? Because let me tell you something. Now, let me tell you something. If you're like you get bothered real easy because it's some hellacious things that happen to this little boy. Um, I'm talking about locking him in cabinets and all that kind of stuff. And that's not even it. It's a lot worse than that. So just to give you like a heads up. But and when you talking about people fail this little boy, I don't know nobody who he went around that he didn't get failed. He didn't get failed by. Like ooh, and there was people who actually were speaking up for him, but I don't know. Just I have COs in my family. They admit to letting children. Ooh. Hey, okay, I don't think I. It's like what can you do about it? I mean, even if they don't like, I don't think there's no way around it. What they say, you reap what you sow. Wow, is it? Yeah, yeah, crazy. I would love to hear, one of them tell the truth about the things that happen to you once you get back there. But of course, they won't let them really talk about, you know, those kinds of things that'll deter people from wanting to go to those places. Because if I do this and I end up in jail, then this is what's gonna happen to me in jail. And those the kind of things like I be waiting for them to like talk about. So it's like why we don't hear all of that kind of stuff like that is like let those people talk, let them have interviews about the things that done happened to them behind those prison walls and stuff. um the ones that want to tell the truth, because these grapists, y'all know what that means, take the G off of it. They go in there and there's things that happen to them in there, but no, you don't really hear about, you hear the people that come out that was in jail with them or whatever, that'll tell about some of those situations that happen in there. But you mean to tell me you don't have nobody who actually went through it that's up in there that's willing to talk about what happened to them, because this is a direct consequence of what you did over here or whatever. And so I'm just like, am I out here jumping up and down that it happened to them? No, it's not. But I don't feel no type of way. One part of me would be like, they should do whatever it is that they're doing to them. It'd be just like that. But then like yeah, I'd be all over the place, and I wouldn't want to watch it happen. But if it was something like I heard it happen to him or whatever, I'd be like, okay, good, good. And she looked like the kind of person that'll be behind the prison walls, and she be giving the COs all kind of hell, and then wanna, the way she was showing up in court with her makeup and everything. Like her makeup had to be perfect Ain't nobody coming to see you look pretty and everything after you done did what you did to your son. You come in here all dressed, trying to dress up with your makeup and stuff, still looking crazy as I don't know what. Um, was that his uncle that wanted to adopt his? It was his actually his mama. It was his mama's sister, and it was one of them. But definitely, you on the right track, being thinking with that because it was a family member, and then they told them they actually stopped them from getting because they knew that the stuff was happening, but it was like everything that it was against this little boy. It's like golly, like they was actually using a on this little boy inside of the house and everything is like a type of a punishment or whatever. It was putting cigarettes out on him, all I mean, you name it. And he was going to school with that type of stuff on him and everything. They were reporting it, and man, it's some crazy stuff happened to that little boy. Yeah, his and whoever it was it rather it was the little boy's uncle, but I think it was his mama's sister or something like that. But he had somebody who wanted to take him and raise him or whatever, and they didn't do all of this stuff to the other kids. They just did it to this one particular kid. And I don't know why. I just ran past it again yesterday. Um, Looking at some other stuff on Netflix, but I haven't watched it in a long time. But I was thinking about watching it again. Um, but yeah, some abusers are actually in protective. Well, you know what? They can only be protected for so long anyway. So yeah. Because ain't no way you can run from it in one situation. And no, I actually know of some people that's in there that's in jail right now that be asking for somebody to call there and make threats to the jailhouse so that um they'll put them in protective custody. But then when you out here around these children or whatever, you ain't trying to protect them. You doing everything all wrong against you. But now you're a whole grown ass person and you want to y'all know what I want to say just then, but I don't be knowing what I'm supposed to say. I ain't got no etiquette here. When I be feeling something, I just be feeling it. But now you got your ass up in the jailhouse and you want another grown person to protect you from other grown people, but you ain't have that train of thought when you was out here on these streets being around other people, kids and stuff. And that is just crazy. But it actually is ways that you can call up there and threaten the people or whatever to keep them protected. Protected for what? And I'm just like, you know what? Let me, hey, let me lead out because I got a whole bunch of opinions on that right there. Um, Remember he was but he took good care of him. Absolutely, I do remember. I do remember that, and he was taking care of him. And that's the craziest thing. Some of those people get like the worst names for things, and because of that life or whatever, and that junk be crazy as heck. And had they not been judging him by that right there, the little boy could still be here right now. He was with somebody who actually loved him, and the little boy showed that he loved him, and he showed that he was actually scared of the people they kept sending him back to. His partner died while they were fighting for guardianship. Yep. Yes, I definitely remember that. I never knew that. I thought phone calls were recorded. Some criminals are done. Yes, listen, I am telling you, I personally know somebody that is calling somebody on the outside of these walls, asking them to call there to ask the people that if something happened to them, that they gonna sue them or whatever, whatever, whatever. If something happened to them while they in there, for instance, like get beat up by another inmate, something like that. Yes, the phone calls are recorded, but yeah, they do anything because the ones that be doing stuff like that, they be ooh, being like Hey, see, I'm about ready to say something. I might have to delete this line, delete this line right here if I go ahead and go because ooh, it be some things out. Let me tell you something. We done. It's been a couple of times that I done got into this conversation, and I'm telling you, every time I go towards this thing because I still got so much stuff that's backed up and that's on the inside of me. It's just like it'll come pouring out. If you just hit on the right nerve somewhere, it'll be done came out. Cause let me tell you something. We were talking about this one time on I think it was on TikTok. Honey, I had done I started doing the hokey pokey, but I ain't take none of my feet out. I ain't take none of my feet or none of my hands out. I was ready to jump in. All feet was like, hold up, wait a minute, pump your brakes. Don't go, don't. Let me tell you something. Ready to go all the way in because you know what I'm on a mission to get right, but God knows I sure ain't all I ain't nowhere near. Honey, you hit them conversations and start talking about it, and all kinds of things may come up at me. I might say, all kinds of. Even one time, I found myself. Let me tell you something. Some one time, and this happened over on Selena, but I ain't never said nothing about it before, right? You know how sometimes you come into a conversation you come into a conversation and you ain't read the room yet. You know you got to sit there and listen to about the whole conversation. But when you walk in, like they seeing something that like hit you right when you walk in the room or whatever, and then you go to commenting on it. So one time I went in over in Selena's room. They was having a conversation and they was saying something about if you was touched as a kid or something like that, would you go around the person who touched you as a kid? And so I went in. Would you be friends with the person who touched you as a kid? So I went in there, being I done walked in those shoes before, and absolutely I've been in those situations. That's more like our night talk that we be talking, but I'll talk about it anytime. But it was like a it was like, oh God, like I was prompted to say something right then because I know that that can happen. You if you have been a person that has been touched inappropriately as a child or whatever, it's hard to separate those things that you shouldn't be around this person or you shouldn't be around that person, especially if you're around grown folks that still hang around the people that did those things to you and they know about it. So it make it hard to like separate those things until you sometimes it don't for me it really didn't happen until I had my own kids and started to think about these people showing up around and I don't want them around my kids and stuff like that right there. So that's what made me like change the way I did. But anyways, I walked up in the room. I came up in the room, and honey, out of all people that they were talking about, and I came in there defending it. Cause not until I went and rewinded to find out really like who they was talking about in the conversation about, honey, I should have just kept my mouth shut. Being thankful they was in there talking about her son Campbell, and I was like, I needed to stuff like 4, 5 pair of socks in my mouth at that time because he is not somebody who I want to be out here defending. Not in in the way that I went in there like defending the situation, but hopefully, Selena, if you listening, by no means necessary at all was I defending Hassan Campbell. Period. It actually made my stomach hurt after I found out who he was talking about. But I walked in the room at a time when they were saying something that I absolutely know that can happen, and I spoke on it because it has happened to me before. But what I learned from that situation is, Shauna, read the room a little bit more before before you dive in. And as a matter of fact, I got on the panel and did it. So yeah, when once you get in there, yes, it is compartmentalized. It's like if somebody says something or hit on it in that moment, it's like something can come up in you, and it wouldn't probably be like that for anybody else. But like if you've been through that trauma or whatever, it like hit you in all different kinds of ways when somebody's saying something. And so for me, sitting hearing it being said that that can't happen, as I absolutely knew, it's like, what if there's somebody else in here sitting this, and this is my train of thinking when I walked in there. What if somebody else? is sitting in this room and they've been through this situation, and they still remain to be friends with a person who touched them as a younger person, and they're thinking something is wrong with them now because they heard this. And I felt like, no, I can't sit here and listen to that and say and let a person that has been through this feel like something's wrong with them because this absolutely this can happen. That you can remain friends with it. And so much so it happened. I done told the story before. It happened at my mama. It happened at my mama funeral. Somebody was there. Somebody who was touching me as a little kid that actually kidnapped me before, brought me back home and made. I got a whooping from my mama. Coming back home, and he approached me after my mom's funeral and came and gave me a hug. And that hug that he gave me sent me into a tailspin, and is what was the thing that started me to opening up my mouth and talking about the things that happened to me. Because when he did that, it made me go back and think about all the different things, and imagine it not only happened um with one person, two person, three people. It was more than seven people. And so most of these people were still hanging around and acting like nothing had ever happened. And so that's just the way that over in our family removed. But I could not sit there and let somebody think that you crazy because that can happen. You sometimes you're conditioned to move that way until you learn a different way of moving. And trust me, if you don't got it right now, we'll get it later when you don't want to be mean. And that's one of the things I never wanted to be. I never wanted to be mean, but I'm telling you, there are some times, and I come on here and I'll be a whole lots of smiles and I hope be a whole lot of everything. But honey, when if you're a person that you have any of those traumas on the inside of you, you know that there's a hell that can come up out of you um, at certain times, and I'm not exempt from that. There are absolutely times that there's a hell that is raging on the inside of me, and sometimes I duck and dodge it because I don't want to pour it out on somebody who's not deserving of it. And like Ben Stanker said, there is certain times and certain triggers and certain words that people can say that can put you right there at that very moment, and which is what happened to me walking into Selena's room. And then when I turned, I was like, oh God, they were talking about Hassan Campbell of all people. And not that I don't feel for him, what happened to him in his life, but Hassan got a whole bunch of other stuff that I also feel like with a person who been in the situations that he been in, he should not be saying a lot of the BS that he be saying and stuff. The junk don't make no sense. So I just don't want to be defending him or no nothing. He's still a victim of whatever circumstances he was up under, and he is a full grown man right now in his life, and he still make the decisions to be around whoever he wants to. I just wanted to be known that I definitely wasn't there to defend no being stinker. I mean, not being stinker. I was not there to be defending no Hassan Campbell. Period. I just want that to be known. Hey Tammy, how you doing this day? Having an amazing, beautiful day here in Georgia. All right, I bet you it's good and hot there in Georgia. Ain't nobody tell me that yet. My sister there too. I don't listen to I don't listen to him either. But it's just I've been in like other people I've been in other people rooms. When he used to join the panels and stuff. I watch Kwame Brown quite a bit or whatever. And back in the days, he used to come over to Kwame's page and stuff and talk to Kwame and stuff during that time. And so then at that time, like I was watching some of the things like he doing stuff and some of the things he's saying, and I was just like, would I be directing down one of my sons to come over here and check him out for anything? I was like, hell no. So I was like, I cannot deal with no. So when I see somebody like him right there that be saying stupid stuff or whatever, I cannot even sit around and watch the foolishness for long periods of time or whatever. But yeah, no, I don't watch him either. But you know how just sometimes people start saying things about somebody and you don't just want to take every bit of their word for it. You want to see it for your own self to see what's going on or whatever. And so it was kind of like a time during then that I was trying to figure out. But then the son started doing stuff like he's standing out in the middle of the road calling out for these gang members and all of that stuff. And I was like, hell nah, he ready. This man got a whole family, a wife and a kids and everything, and he out here in the hood trying to do what like nobody ain't got time for none of that stuff right there. That's just crazy. So yeah, no, he is not. I don't follow him, no nothing. It was just like I was just trying to see what everybody else was talking about during that time. But SA can influence every aspect of a person's life. It absolutely can at different times in their life, and even some people think that it does not affect you at a certain time. But those things they got their way of coming up and coming out, and you will learn later on and throughout probably the rest of your life. Because I'm learning more right now than I've ever learned before, especially looking at other people. There's a lot of other people that I know that has been through this and everything, and I'm looking at the way they move, and it's like if you're a person that dealt with that kind of trauma, it's like you can be around a person and it's like game recognized game. It's just something about it. Like you can hear like a way a person or the way a person talk, the way they move, the way they do things or whatever. And it's like everything they saying is like it's like another sign of something that like happened in your life, and before you know it, you don't put the puzzle together because it all makes sense now. It's like, they dealing with some of the same issues that I dealt with. It's like you in a room with somebody who been through some of those things. And frankly, I don't know a whole lot of people that it didn't happen to. You be around people and you be thinking that it didn't happen to them until later on you find out, no, they actually been through all of this stuff. Hey, Sabrina, how are you? In my opinion, adults that don't hold groom groom their young victims for abuse, especially when it's family and siblings and etc. Those that don't hold child abuse. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Now, in our family, there was some accountability in some of the situations, right? So let's just say it's like one time one of them was caught with me, right? And there is and just let me know if you would call this an accountability, right? Because back all you hear a lot of black families and stuff, they don't call the police on their people or no nothing, right? So when they find out this happened, I even did the story about this right here. I told about this story before here on YouTube or whatever. You have to go back in my older videos. But I actually wake up this in the middle of the night, this one particular night, and I'm between 5 and 6 years old, and I actually have his let's just say we gonna call it white stuff was on my thighs, right? The adults in the house knew that it happened because finding out that it's there, and I'm thinking probably it's like maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They know that it's there, and then this big fight breaks out, right? All the adults inside of the house is beating this one person that has touched me. Now, me growing up in my life, I'm thinking that I'm the only person in the house that it's happening to, right? I never said no. We never talked about it like as a family or no none that nobody ever came back to me and said to me, "Oh, that shouldn't have happened to you." All I just seen was a fight broke out. But what it did for me was it made me put me in a situation where, okay, if this happened again, I ain't gonna tell nobody because I just seen them fight. And that actually, as a kid, the person that they're jumping on, and other than this thing right here, he's never, and I'm a child at this time, so it's like he's never done anything else to bother me. So to see them beating him up and stuff and not explain to me that what he did to me was wrong was confusing in itself too, because nobody said to me what just happened to you was wrong. They just beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? So in that way, I guess that's them holding him accountable. But then if he can come, and then not knowing that, okay, I come up and I get grown. Probably let's talk about like 4 years later. We sitting out in the parking lot and I'm talking to another family member and find out that this same person who did this to me also did it to her, and the same thing happened when he did it to her. They jumped on him and beat him up. So shit, is he learning any lessons, or is he still doing the same thing? And then we would have this nigga went to jail. I'm just gonna say what I want to say right now. I don't give a damn. This nigga went to jail, did time, and he got out, and then they throw the whole party for him at our house after he got out. After he done did this to me and God knows who else, and who else in the family that ain't who ain't talking, because it's slowly but surely everybody's starting to hear that this traumatic thing happened to somebody else, and now everybody else is starting to talk. So like it's still laying there. Who else has this happened to? But everybody's still around chilling like ain't nothing happened. Yeah, no. And not right now. I have to be the strange, the weird person in the room, and everybody's wondering, well, why you treating them like that? And the only thing is nobody will ask you out loud why you treating them that way, because they don't want to hear the truth that you gonna say. So just let me move the way that I'm moving. You stay over there and let me stay over here on this side. Don't even talk to me. But things, yes, he still remained around, and ain't nothing. So it's like, is there really any accountability? Because nobody. Let me tell you something. Every person, every person that touched me inappropriately as a child, not one of them, not one, not one of them have been held accountable in the way that I would say they held accountable. Some of them didn't get anything. The only thing is that they got is to cross paths with me and try and go the other way when they see me. And I've told y'all several times, I've been on here before. I told y'all one day I was talking to my sister on the phone. She had me on camera phone, and she actually she in the car with somebody who raped me back in the days. Take the G off of it. Raped me back in the days. And she get ready to turn the camera around to him. He gonna tell her, don't turn that damn camera around here. When I find out later on who that is in that back seat, I just clicked, went off. Crazy things be happening, but and I'm just like, I'm waiting on one of them to say to me that it didn't happen. So yeah, those that stuff is crazy. Talking about sending mixing, a child can't process slash interpret that. Absolutely. That, absolutely. You can A child cannot process that stuff. It'll be all kinds of wacky. And then let me tell you something. I even know that there's a point that if they mess with you long enough, you kind of start to look at them as a boyfriend. And there is a lot of people that I know would be shamed to say that. But we all know that as little girls and stuff, like we grow up and we start having little crushes on people. Don't mean that they can be our boyfriend. We little girls and we think they cute and stuff like that. And then they start touching us inappropriately. You kind of look at them as like your little boyfriend. It's like you can set up, and even some of them will tell you that they like your boyfriend, but you can't tell nobody that they your boyfriend, or none of that stuff like that. So now it's yeah. This 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 situation is very, very crazy. I can just see it, and I learned this too by like talking to other people that been through some of the stuff that I've been through, and like I can see it in them. I remember this one time, this guy used to touch me all the time. They used to have a little candy store. I go over there, and every time I went over there, he got his hands in my pants. Right? I'm still 5 or 6 years old at this time. And now, even thinking back then, I guess like parents are so much more relaxed or whatever. Then I don't know. I can't really say, but I think they were so much more relaxed back then, because I can't even see. I can't even see myself letting my 5 year old go, and even now, if somebody lived next door to me and I was living in an apartment and they just got to walk down the hall right there and knock on the door and hand somebody something or whatever, I probably would do something like that. But I'm talking about even where I live at right now, I got next door neighbors. I guarantee you, my 5-year-old ain't never been on the outside of this fence to walk down to nobody's house, and let alone by themselves. My older kids don't even walk down the road by themselves. So I'm a helicopter. But just even going back and thinking, then around the age of 5 and 6, I guess they were so trusting to go over to those church people's house, and you go to the candy store and get whatever you need to. But every time you go over there, you going over there to buy cookies, and the candy lady grandson, not only one grandson but two of them, got their hands in your pants or they head in between your legs every time you go over there as a 5 or 6 year old. And so there is all kinds of mixed stupid feelings that's running through your body when that type of stuff is happening to you. So, you know, it is what it is. And this today, you are God's girl. They didn't break your soul. Absolutely not. They didn't break my soul. I did. Now, one time, being Staker, let me tell you something. I did think that I was broken. I did think that I was unworthy. Y'all hear me on here crying sometimes and everything. I ain't, I don't need to prove to nobody that I ain't weak. My crying is about, I've never been able to cry tears about it. All I've been able to do is be angry about the stuff that happened to me. And if you know some of the things that, well, when you all you have is the anger and ain't nothing happened to none of these people, there's some things you want to do to these people that your mind go through, and that's just truth. There's some things that I can sit and I can think about that I'm pretty sure other people don't think about, but I'm fighting battles on a day-to-day basis to not do the things that are in my mind that I think about that I want to do to some people for the things that happen to me. But every day, that's a battle. That's a battle for me. Um, and yeah, there was absolutely times that I felt like I was broken. I wasn't worthy. I had to accept whatever it is I accept because I'm broken. No, no, absolutely not. There was a time that I felt like any man that said hey to me or smiled at me, it made me feel. And then after a while, it's just like none of that stuff was. It don't mean anything to me. I actually look at it. I hate when a man walk past you and he say something to you. He doesn't approach you as a lady. He approach you as like you're a whore or something. Like, damn baby, what's up and all that. So not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. That there be certain times in your life when you go through. I mean, it's so many things. When you get into this type of conversation, it's so many pointers or whatever like you can hit on in this right here that will you could talk about it forever in a day. But do you actually want to be there? This is the first time like I've been able to come on here and talk to y'all about it and be able to keep a straight face, not even feel like I want to cry about it. We just talking about it. Do these people get accountability when you don't report them to like the police and all of that stuff like that? Do they get accountability? To me, it doesn't feel like they get any accountability. I told you, I done seen them whoop up on them 2 or 3 times, and to me, ain't nothing changed. Not if he did it a second time and a third time, and it's still people living to tell about the stuff that's happened to them. The accountability wasn't right. And hell, you got some of these niggas that go to prison and then they do time and still get their ass out and do the same stupid shit over again. They just want what they want and gonna do what they want. And so that's why um and I always say this. I don't never want to say what I'll do if something like that happened to one of my kids. I don't never want to say what I would do. I wouldn't say it, and I'm gonna tell you why I won't say it because it just came to me. Now it mean sometimes I don't be wanting to say what I do. I absolutely do, but there's also this thing of you want to protect your kids. Don't tell your kids what you will do to somebody if that happened to them, because also at the same time while you doing that, it would stop your kid from wanting to come and tell you, because and especially if you're a present parent. You're somebody that's there constantly. You're somebody who takes care of them. I'm talking about a parent. I'm not talking about one of these that you pick up the phone and you might say hey every now and then. I ain't talking about one of them kind of parents. I'm talking about real parents. Don't say to your kids what you will do to somebody if they do those things to you, because your kids will, when you take care of your kids will try to take care of you, and that's not their job to take care of you as they growing up. It's your job to take care of them. Don't tell them what you will do to somebody, because they'll feel like that's a burden they need to hold on to because they don't want something to happen to you. So I try not to speak in those words, but anytime you deal with this kind of trauma and you, there is no way that you don't go down the lines and be thinking. You try to do everything you do to prevent it from happening to your kids, because you already know that thing sitting in the back of your mind. You want the justice that you wanted for yourself. You're gonna wanna exact that justice again, giving the smoke that you have for somebody else for the harm that they caused to you. You're gonna wanna set it free in some other kind of way. But just don't tell your kids what you would do to somebody in that case, because you want to keep that line of communication open just in case, and not, and hoping that nobody listening to me has to go through this. But we know this society is filled with that crap now in these days, and it's hard to even skate around it. You can't trust nobody. The only people you can trust now with your kids is you. So if you can avoid trusting anybody with your kids, do that. Don't trust them. So there you go, Ben Stinker. And then you know for some of them, hell, that ain't even good because they looking to do it in in other ways. Yep. So yeah, I told you, um, me in the position I am right now, you ask them if you want to. I don't care who you is. If a kid come to me or I hear something about somebody being touched or something like that, and I don't think I can trust you with what I'm saying, what I'm about to tell you, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it, honey, I'm going all over your head, and I don't give a damn if you don't like me, if you don't love me, if you don't ever want to see me again in your life. I'm gonna get some peace for my own self, and I'm gonna do what I need to do to cover my own self. Because when anytime you done been through those types of traumas and anything, and somebody's telling you something, and you trying to go to sleep at nighttime with that on your conscience, and you thinking it could possibly, the things that happen to you could possibly be happening to somebody else, honey, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And if something, I'd rather know that it's not happening to them and be at peace with what I did, and then they be mad at me forever, and or to find out that it's happening and get them out of that situation and get them some counseling, which I've never done before. But it doesn't mean that I'm not um actively seeking to get me some counseling or whatever. But y'all know how it is over here in the black community, that um, there's not a it's not the easiest thing to do. But what I need to do is break the ice to see a counselor first and then go from there. It's just I've never trusted one before. But anywho, one of these days we gonna get them. But yeah, whatever you feel you need to do and you think your mind is leading you to do the right thing, and you feel you need to be protective over um whoever it is. If they're a kid and they can't protect their own self, do what you gotta do. You know, I learned a long time ago, um, trying to help grown folks and shit. I started saying, well, I help the kids. I help the kids, but these grown people, hell no, they can go. Nope. I take care. I help take care of the kids or whatever. But these grown people, and now today, I'm having to go to a place in my life as well. I'm even willing to turn down the kids now. I'm like, hell no. Mm-mm. Nope. Especially then when you get a family that they all know you. Oh, Shauna will take care of all them kids. No hell, she ain't. Y'all better get a new set of thoughts, because There's a new sheriff, Shauna, in town. Not a new sheriff, new Shauna in town. I can't do it. Nope. What Shauna want to do right now is take care of Shauna. Look at all those roots on the back of that panel that I had. And y'all see, I had done stopped working, and I was just talking to y'all right then. But we still got a whole lot done um out here, and we almost done with it. I'll probably come back out here a little bit later and work some more on it. But I'm gonna show y'all how much more we got done today. How much more of this that we got done today, and how much junk I got up off of the ground. Let me pull this and separate it. I'm gonna show y'all yesterday. I get on the ground. Well, there's the beds from yesterday, but see that pile of move my hand in the right. That pile right there is the roots that I got out of the plants yesterday. And this is the pile that I got out today. All of that stuff right there. And then let me go up here and show y'all what's left. These pots right here, I still got to plant with okra seeds that I'm gonna plant and put them in place until. But y'all see, that's what we got left. I just got that little piece over there that I still got to do. And I appreciate y'all for coming through and helping me get it done, even though y'all just was, you know how you be on the telephone and you be talking and they help talk you through whatever it is that you doing for the time. The only thing is that when I be on the phone, y'all, I can't I can't talk and work at the same time. Now if I put it on speakerphone, I got headphones on, now I can wash dishes and maybe cook at the same time, but I be stuck like sit in the same position when I be on the phone. So yeah, that's how it be though. But I appreciate y'all for coming through and sitting and talking with you, girl. And I'll talk to y'all later. Share with y'all a little bit later. If I do anything else out here in the garden. But you have a great day too, Benj. Thinking, hey, get someone else to do it. Hey, I can do that too. I got a little bit of options. But this too is like this is my thing. I like coming out here and I like digging in the soil. It helped me get my mind off of some of the things, like I said, some of the things that I be thinking about that I can't really do anything about it. All I can do is really pray about it and leave it right where it is and keep moving on. This helped me to come out here and do it. So sometimes when people want to come out here and help me do things, then I kind of don't really want to help. And then there's other times I really do be wanting to help. Like when my son came, he got home from work early yesterday, and he came out here and helped me piece this little side of the wall together. I'm very excited about that right there. So, but other than that, yeah, I love you too, Tammy. Thank you for coming through. Have an amazing day yourself. But you all, again, I appreciate you all for coming over here, joining Life with Tashana, where life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. And like I said, somebody put something in the chat and we go to talking. You see how we just talked about a movie just then? We was talking about a movie and it led to a whole conversation. But anyways, that's how I like it to flow over here. We just come on and we talk about whatever it is for the day. Other than that, y'all can just sit and listen to the all the nature sounds and the sounds of us sit out here. But I'm finna sit out here and water some things. And just like ourselves, sometimes we have to sprinkle a little water on ourselves to help ourselves grow, put a little nourishment to our own self to help ourselves grow. And that's why what I like about being in the garden in my life, I like try to tie the two together. So grow. And right now I'm in a situation where I'm starting over again. Reset, restart. So that's what season I'm in right now. So we done destroyed everything out here. Well, not everything, but a lot of things. So now we at this part where we resetting and we restarting all together. So if that's what you're doing in your life, then come on over here and join us. Inappropriately Life with Tashana, where we grow together with the stuff that we growing out here in our garden. Until next time, though, y'all, I will see y'all later. And thanks again for coming through.